Hi. Amanda, how are you? Nice to see you. Have a seat. Get comfortable.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here, guys.
How am I really here?
As you guys know, I'm a former Big Brother winner, but I'm also a former jury member, so I know what it's like to sit in your shoes, guys. Before we get started, who do you think is going to be joining us as a jury member?
If they were smart, they'd evict Andy.
I agree. I think it's about time that Andy got a taste of his own medicine.
I would like to see McCrae. He had such drive and ambition, and then halfway through the game, it just all flew out the door, and McCrae was no longer this enthusiastic player.
Guys, let's find out who is going to be juror number 8. Come on out.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
What happened?
Let's see, Andy won HOH, Andy won veto.
Andy voted me out.
Oh, I know.
Do you know about the exterminators now?
Yep. They told me everything. They told me about the exterminators. They told me about the vote. Alyssa, I'm sorry. Little did I know.
Sucks, doesn't it?
I just want to say I was the first guy in the jury house with all these girls, and I've never seen anything
good or
like
bad?
it. It was a battle zone.
Do a few weeks in the jury house fix the problems in these relationships?
No.
I came in the house. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not even mad at Andy for lying to my face. I'm not mad at Alyssa for being passive-aggressive.
I'm not used to being around people that are as in your face, and so if I said things that were passive-aggressive, I didn't mean it.
You go through a traumatic experience and it's supposed to be like, oh, the game is over, I forget everything you said.
Candace, the reason why you don't like me is because I wanted Howard gone from a game standpoint.
I'm not mad at you for wanting Howie out of the game. That is the point of the game. I get it. I don't like you, and that's it. It's not killing me. Everything's happy in Candyland. You're just not there with me. Duh.
All right. Next.
Who owes Candyland an apology?
I mean, Aaron and I have exchanged apologies, and actually, Aaron and I have become really, really good friends, and we've learned
I'm sure
a
you
lot.
guys are like best buds.
Candace and I actually got along the entire
We got along
time.
the entire
More than
time.
anybody else.
She help you make your bed in the jury house? Guys, I'm all for you guys yelling at each other. In fact, I encourage it, but let's move on. Let me ask this question. Did Gina Marie make the biggest move of the summer?
Oh, yeah. She made the move everyone was too afraid to do.
What is that move?
Getting Amanda out. I mean, I was so jealous because I wanted to do it, but I mean, she did it, and I was so proud of her.
She did it flawlessly. The girl has guts.
It's not what she did, it's what she didn't do.
What
that
did
could
she
cause
not
it.
do?
She did not really play the game up until she joined the Exterminators Alliance.
She kicked you out.
Exactly, and she got into the Exterminator Alliance, and they most likely advised her to do so.
I think it's awesome that you couldn't manipulate her because you could manipulate so many people, and the fact that you couldn't manipulate her makes me want to vote for her even more.
But I came here to play a game, and for me, a lot of things were personal.
Candace, it sounds like you are voting solely based on character.
Yeah, Gina Marie really hurt me.
What's the single best move that Andy made that could win him this game?
I think finally, like, working with a group at the end, you know, and settling for it and not being such a floater. I think he was so scared about being a floater this whole time.
So his big move is deciding to not be a floater now that he's in the final 3? I mean, that sounds like the world's worst big move.
Framing me for the vote to get Amanda out.
Andy did backstab people, and at what point does that play into it? You know,
It doesn't.
That's your opinion, though. Like maybe
It's a lot of people's opinion because it's a game.
He's just cute when he's backstabbing you. Damn it! Like, I don't know.
Don't vote on who your friend is, though. Vote on the gameplay that you actually think needs to win the game, you know?
You don't like Gina Marie because of your social interaction with her, yet you guys all seem to forgive Andy.
He never got personal.
And Andy knew how to say things to people. He was very well-spoken. Gina Marie was very blunt. If we were going to give it on those two people, I think Andy just played a more tactful game.
But Amanda's very blunt.
Oh, I know, and that's why I know she'd go before me.
Stop. Did he just say?
My whole plan was originally to cut you at the very end.
I figured that although we always had a final 2, I never thought that you would take me to the final 2 because you thought that I would win over you, which I probably would have.
Were any of you guys nominated against Spencer when you were evicted?
I was.
I was.
That's a lot of you guys. 6 out of 8. I mean, why didn't you guys vote him out?
But people are keeping Spencer around because they know that they can beat him. So he has really no blood on his hands. And that's why he's made it so far, in my opinion.
I'm pretty good at Big Brother, and one of my strategies was never getting blood on my hands. I'm not saying Spencer and I had the same game by any means. I'm just saying that not getting blood on your hands is a viable strategy, in my opinion.
They say in Big Brother that, you know, pawns go home, but he was the biggest pawn and he hasn't gone home yet. There's something to be said about that, I think, in this game.
That is amazing that he's went on the block that many times and never went home, but at the same time, like, what else has he done besides that?
He survived losing his best friend Howard in the game. He survived the demise of the moving company. I mean, he's had to really kind of fight from the beginning.
From the beginning, he's
there.
had the toughest road out of anyone else that's in the house right now.
Are you deciding here who's the nicest person and who you would like to have over for Thanksgiving dinner? Or are you deciding who is the biggest badass who tricked all of you guys?
I mean, I honestly am not set on one person.
I implore you to decide how you want to vote. Don't let anyone else influence you. At this point, I think it's appropriate that you guys come up with the questions that you can pose to the final players. Those questions are extremely, extremely important because they could have a huge influence, despite what you think now, on your final vote.
Get started. Amanda, you're up.
Okay. Uh-oh. Gina Marie, prior to joining the Exterminators, it seemed you didn't make any big game moves. What's your biggest game move other than getting me out?
Well, Amanda, you're a tough cookie, and, you know, it's all in a game move. I would say probably my biggest game move, you know, even... my choice was to put you, McCrae, up was pretty much for a while now. So I would probably say my biggest game move would probably getting you out, even though I needed a team to actually get you out.
Other than getting me out?
I know it's other than getting you out, but that was my decision before the Exterminators. And that was my biggest game move would be you, putting you, McCrae, up.
All right, moving along. Alyssa, your question.
Andy, hi, Precious.
Hi, Alyssa.
Prior to you joining the Exterminators, what was your biggest game move?
Alyssa, my biggest game move prior to joining the Exterminators was aligning with Amanda and McCrae. I basically, with being aligned with them and being as tight with them as I was, no one else in the house knew how close I was with them, and Amanda can attest to this. Every week, at least 1 or 2 people would try to get me to flip the house, and every week I would report back to Amanda, and that person would go home. And nobody knew what a threat I was, and I feel like the fact that everyone kind of like brushed me off was one of my biggest assets, and I feel like my loyalty to them and the fact that I was so adequately able to play both sides of the house was my biggest game move. Or that, or convincing you to put up Nick week 2 after Jeremy won the POV.
All right. Got a lot of moves in you there, Andy. Helen, what's your question?
Gina Marie, what was the biggest obstacle you had to overcome in the game?
Wow. My biggest obstacle, you know, I play with my heart, and I always said I can always be just the best me. Probably the biggest obstacle would probably having Nick leave. It was, you know, really heartbreaking, and I really think I could recover from it. But having, you know, such good friends and good company, it made me pull through and made me even a better person, and I still miss him to this day.
Thank you.
All right. McCrae, your question?
All right, let me get this thing going here. Andy, you always said you would be a bitter jury member if someone you trusted stabbed you in the back. So since you stabbed everyone in the back, why should we vote for you?
McCrae, I know that I stabbed everyone in the back, and I feel terrible about it, but I basically said that to cover my own ass. I didn't want anyone stabbing me in the back, and so I had to threaten to be a bitter jury member. I would not have been a bitter jury member. I appreciate a good game, and I really think that I played the game that deserves to win this. Every week of this game, except for week 4 when Judd lied about Caitlyn, I knew what was going on, and I feel like I was instrumental in getting every person out. I got everything I wanted in this game, and it's because I played a really strong strategic game all the way through, and I'm sorry that I had to backstab all of you because I love you so much. I promise I do. I'm not a terrible person.
Candace, what's your question?
My question is for Gina Marie. Gina Marie, since you personally offended many members of the jury, including calling all of us cockroaches, why should we give you the money?
Well, as you guys know, the cockroaches rank was when Nick left. It was totally shocking for me, and I acted the way I acted because I was totally shocked. And to give me the money would change my life, would change my family's life, and it can make all my dreams come true. And I only could be the best Gina Marie that I can possibly be, and I play with my heart. I always think positive, and I always try to have a smile on people's faces, and hopefully I achieve that in the house, because I really do think there's something special in every single one of you, and I know we share a certain connection and a bond with everyone, and I thank you guys.
Jesse, your question.
Andy, knowing you need 5 votes to win Big Brother, why did you lie to so many jurors unnecessarily?
It was partly because I'm a coward, and I'm telling you, I love you all so much. It just would have broken my heart to have to live in the house with you knowing that I was going to vote you out. And so for that, I really do apologize, especially to you, because you're someone who I really cared about in this house, and I didn't like having you in the dark all week. But I was scared because I didn't want you upset with me, essentially. And so I do apologize for that. But I mean, the other aspect of it is, if I kept everyone in the dark, they couldn't rat me out or say anything that I had done before they were out the door. And so if I kept people in the dark and they left, there was yet again, my ass was covered. You know, if like you were mad at me and I told you on Monday that I was planning on getting you out or voting you out, you would have had all week to say terrible things about me and slander my name. And I never gave anyone that chance because I was playing such a fine line between a lot of people. I didn't want people talking.
All right. Spencer, you get to ask the last question. You only get to ask one question to either Gina Marie or Andy.
Okay, Andy, you just cost me a whole lot of money, bro. Why should I give you $500,000?
You should give me $500,000, Spencer, because I have played such a strong game. And one of the main reasons that I took Gina Marie is because I knew you would all be questioning my loyalty and saying that I wasn't loyal. My problem in this game was that I was loyal to a fault until I had to stab someone in the back, and I knew you'd be upset about that. I promised this woman right here on night 1 of this game that I would never backstab her and that I would have her back throughout everything. Every time I was HOH, I never nominated her, and I did. I carried through. That is the thread of loyalty that I think you all thought my game was missing, that I kept. I kept my word to this woman all the way through the game, and that's, I mean, one of the reasons I didn't want you to win the veto when we were playing against each other in the hold or fold is because I wasn't going to put her up, and everyone wanted me to, and I wanted to keep my word to her. And so I think that I've played a well-rounded game, and this final move shows that I did have that loyalty element that I think a lot of you think I don't have.
Thank you, Andy. Gina Marie, Andy, I will be back in just a few moments when you'll each have an opportunity to make a final statement to the jury. Gina Marie, Andy, it is now time for the jury to cast their votes, but first, you each have a chance to tell them why you deserve to win. Gina Marie, you're up first.
Okay. I gotta say, first night I walked in here, I said, gotta be the best looking crew around. I gotta say, you guys really do look awesome, I have to say. You guys basically know me. I'm Gina Marie. First night, I threw it out on the table, my accent, my personality. Everything in this game, every deal and every handshake I shook, I kept, and I played loyal. And this is just an amazing opportunity, and I'm only me. I'm Gina Marie, and that's how I played. I feel like I made a connection with every single one of you. You guys are unique and special in your own certain way, and I'm really glad to meet every single one of you. And if there's any way I defended anyone, I'm sorry. In heat of the moment, I do have a little bit of that Italian, you know, arguments and stuff, but I really do appreciate all of you. If you do vote, you'll have a nice parting gift from me. And I just wish you all the best of luck, and with your families, with any careers and any jobs, and all your families. And I thank you for sharing your lives with me. Thank you.
Andy, quickly, please.
Hi. All right, you guys, I played this game with my heart, and I played this game with my mind. I played it with my heart, and I mean that with every ounce of my being, that every personal connection that I established with you, I meant. But I played it more with my mind. Every day, I would lay in bed and think to myself, what can I do to make sure I am not a target next week? And I think that I accomplished that. I don't think I was ever on anyone's radar. I don't think I was ever in danger in this house. And I made moves that adapted to every situation that I was in. Like when Judd came back, I was terrified that a juror came back, but I instantly pulled him aside, and I knew that was my move that I had to take to get rid of Amanda and McCrae. And I told them all I could trust were Gina Marie and Spencer. That's how the Exterminators was formed, you guys. That was one of the most powerful alliances in the house. When I was with Amanda and McCrae, they were the most powerful alliance in the house. Everywhere I went in this game, people went home because of me and because of what I was doing and because of how I was playing both sides. And every move that I made was expertly calculated. And I know that I hurt some of your feelings, and I know that I cost some of you the money, but just understand that every move that I made took so much thought, and it got me to this point. And I love all of you, and I respect whatever decision you make, but I will really respect your decision if you vote for me to win, because I think I deserve to.
All right.